Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gaman-Singh. Well, yesterday on June 12, the Democratic Party of the Virgin Islands was set to convene at the district court to follow through on a restraining order to stop Janelle Saru from taking oath as a senator in the 32nd legislature. The lawsuit's plaintiffs include Democratic Party members Kevin Rodriguez, Tito Morales, Glenn Smith, and Edgar Phillips. Donna Christensen, the Virgin Islands Democratic Party state chair, was not listed. The hearing was rescheduled for Friday, the same day that Janelle Saru is set to be sworn into office at the Earl B. Otley Legislative Building. The swearing-in ceremony is scheduled for 12 p.m. and the district court hearing is scheduled for 11:30. Senator Myron Jackson did not confirm any decision on whether the ceremony will be rescheduled, and so tomorrow comes with uncertainty. As of now, Janelle Saru is set to be seated as the 15th senator in the 32nd legislature. Work on the North Star Village Road did not begin on Wednesday as planned because of a shortage of aggregate to make asphalt, according to Rowan Creaky, who is the Assistant Commissioner for Public Works in the St. Thomas-St. John District. Creaky said the company producing the asphalt assured him that they would have 100 tons today and that work would begin, holes would be filled, and patched potholes would be dug out and squared off, then filled with the mix and rolled in layer by layer. Residents will be able to get by on the road while work is underway. Well, as of news time, the legislature's Rules and Judiciary Committee hearing was receiving testimony on Bill 32-0092 relating to the establishment of a single horse commission. Here's more.
On St. Croix, the track is slated to close sometime in September. We're preparing now and we're working with the horsemen in regard to having a race sometime in August. We expect it to be closed for about 90 days. They're going to be expanding the racetrack from a 7-furlong track to a mile track. Definitely no racing can be conducted while that construction is ongoing. And very frankly, there's always an issue when heavy equipment is being used and stuff that horsemen complain it disturbs the horses and a variety of different things. So I expect that the racetrack is going to be closed for probably about 90 days as they improve some of the facilities. Once the oval is completed, technically you can have races, but also the grandstand is going to be completely removed here at St. Croix, so that's going to take some time to build out also, and I know the horsemen are fully aware of that. We had a meeting with VIGL operations about a month ago, and they actually went through the renderings and some of their construction.
Well, the Wallawi Hospital Board met yesterday, Wednesday night, and approved a 3-year capital plan, medical staff privileges and credentials for 5 physicians and 2 physician assistants, and amended wording in a policy dealing with physician qualifications for neurologists. But the biggest approval was one to start the process of moving forward toward hiring new leadership at the hospital. They approved a request for proposals for executive search firms to bring interim leadership to the hospital. Officials say interim is sought because of a potential proposal that has been discussed numerous times to consolidate the Wanafui Hospital and the Schneider Regional Medical Center on St. Thomas. Now, the board also approved a contract for help with the hospital's HVAC and generator system at the Cardiac Center. They said the plan for moving the emergency department to the VI Cardiac Center so that the hospital's sewer system can be rebuilt, and that's in the works, but the exact date of the move depends on a variety of factors. The current acting CEO is Richard Evangelista, who has held that position for 14 months. He was formerly the hospital's legal counsel, and the CFO is Timothy Lessing. Well, police say Nikhil Morton, 23 of St. Thomas, was sentenced today to 72 months in prison for possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense. District Court Judge Curtis Gomez also sentenced Morton to 3 years of supervised release and 400 hours of community service. On March 10, 2017, Morton pleaded guilty to possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense. According to that plea agreement filed in court, Morton admitted to distributing approximately 1 ounce of cocaine to an undercover agent in exchange for a Glock pistol on November 16, 2016. Meanwhile, police continue to investigate after a woman who was found badly beaten and unconscious in the content area in the vicinity of the former Mitchell Motel, an abandoned building, died of injuries sustained in her head. Police announced that on Tuesday, and the incident occurred on Monday. Upon notification, police were immediately dispatched to the Schneider Regional Medical Center in reference to the assault victim. When they arrived, contact was made with the physician on duty, who told police that the victim appeared to have sustained trauma to the head and suffered brain injury. Officers were unable to gather any information from the victim due to the severity of her injuries, according to Ms. Freeman. On Tuesday, officers received notification that the victim had succumbed to her injuries. She was identified by next of kin as Nyla Peel, 47. Ms. Freeman also said that police have been working to gather more details, and they're asking for anyone with information that may lead to an arrest to contact the VIPD's Major Crimes Unit at 340-774-2211, extension 5569. You can also contact 911 Crime Stoppers VI or the Chief's Office at 340-715-5548. President Donald Trump receives a grand welcome in Paris. French President Emmanuel Macron invited Trump to attend a Bastille Day military parade and to discuss the situation in Syria. Both men are political novices, but they have vastly different views on many issues. Emerging from a bilateral meeting, Macron says he and Trump found common ground on fighting terrorism, stabilizing Syria, and free trade. Last month, the French president had publicly rebuked Trump after he pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord. Trump implied the matter may not be closed. A potentially improved relationship with Macron did not provide any relief from the growing Russia scandal. The first question Trump faced centered on the latest news about Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with a Russian lawyer, one Macron refused to answer. Keeping our eye on the economy, the newest iPhone could cost a pretty penny. Technology buffs are estimating that the iPhone 8 may cost $1,200 or more. Some say the high price tag will be worth it. Others are comparing it to the less expensive current iPhone 7 that starts at $649. Among other rumors is the new iPhone's designs. Developers have created mock-ups of the phone's touchscreen dominating the entire front side of the phone, a trend consistent with competing phones. The redesigned iPhone is expected to launch this fall to mark the device's 10th anniversary. Taking a look at the numbers there, the Dow up 20, NASDAQ up 13, S&P 500 up at 4. Coming up on News 2, we have much more straight ahead, including sports and Caribbean news. That's coming up after the break. Turning to some Caribbean news, in Dominica, 15-year-old girl is advocating for male and youth victims of gender-based violence. The girl is expecting to participate in the Youth Ambassadors Program, a 3-week leadership exchange. Here's more.
And speaking of leadership roles, a 15-year-old girl is set to strengthen her leadership capacity as she advocates for male and youth victims of gender-based violence.
Is expected to participate in the U.S. State Department's Youth Ambassadors Program, a 3-week leadership exchange carried for 7th to 29th August in the United States. According to the department's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, the Youth Ambassadors Program brings together high school students and adult mentors from countries across the Americas to promote mutual understanding, increase leadership skills, and prepare youth to make a difference in their communities. Additionally, the organizers say that participants will engage in workshops, community service activities, team-building exercises, meetings with community leaders, and homestays with American families. Upon their return home, the students are expected to apply what they have learned to implement projects that serve needs in their communities. Tusa is a peer counselor and long-term volunteer with Lifeline Ministries, where she serves in its Girls Support Group.
My platform is eradicating gender-based violence against youth, especially boys, but also girls. I focus on boys because, yes, it's true, both boys and girls get abused, but boys are less likely to speak up because they figure I'm supposed to be tough and stuff. I am very elated and honored. I am very excited. And I pick my topic because I have been through my share of troubles, and everybody that come up and they say they want to eradicate gender-based violence, you would hear them talking about more girls than boys, and statistics show it also. So I want to be that voice for them. I know I'm young, but I want to be the voice for them.
The Dominica Grammar School student also praises volunteerism.
It is very important to me, and it's a major part of my life because I want to be a clinical psychologist, and all the volunteer work that I'm doing, it is shaping me and molding me, and I see different things outside of my home because my home is like one of my safe places outside of my home, and I go out and I interact with new people and I get to know their names and their backgrounds and all that type of things. It shapes my mind for what I want to become. So volunteering, I love volunteering.
And now turning to St. Martin, a New Zealand tourist has died on Wednesday after being blown back from a jet blast on the famed Maho Beach in St. Martin. According to police force of St. Martin, the 57-year-old woman was among a group of tourists holding onto an airport fence watching a large aircraft take off from Princess Juliana International Airport there. And that's just file footage, but the tourist was blown back several feet from the force of the jet blast, resulting in serious head injuries. Tourists are known to gather at the airport to watch airplanes land and take off from the Caribbean island. Police said emergency staff responded shortly after reports of the woman being injured, and she was rushed to a medical center. She died a short time later as a result of her injuries. Now, that's also another incident where a tourist was injured. Luckily, she survived, but was badly injured. The landing and taking off of all types and sizes of aircrafts at the international airport is well known worldwide as a major tourist attraction. Police did note that in a statement. Many tourists come to the island to experience the thrills of the landing of approaching aircrafts flying low above their heads and holding on to the airport fence and standing in the jet blast of large aircrafts taking off. Doing this, however, is extremely dangerous. Authorities have done their part and placed signs around the airport and beach warning the public not to stand in the path of the jet blast of departing aircraft. We'll turn our attention back at home. Kudos to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Air and Marine Operations. They assisted two people Tuesday morning who were parasailing near Frenchman's Bay in St. Thomas. A Marine Interdiction Agent crew spotted a parasail towing vessel go dead in the water with its parasail in the air. They saw the two people in the harness as the parasail dove into the water. It was an elderly man and elderly woman. They were wearing the life vest. The woman was pulled out by the servicing vessel, and the elderly man was retrieved out of the water. According to the CBP, the couple had not received any injuries, and they were in good spirits. We'll put this on your calendar, calling all women, make every effort to attend and make it a moment. Count a full day. Count it as a full day devoted to your professional development. Now, that's coming up. It's the Women Striving for Success Annual Conference on July 21st with workshops, exhibits, and a great lineup of speakers there, including the VP of IP Services at Comcast NBC Universal, the Director of Operations of the Ritz-Carlton on St. Thomas, and the owner and operator of IBCVI and Company. And that's just to name a few. You can log on to womenstrivingforsuccess.org to sign up. Well, as we shared earlier this week, keep a close look, actually look up this week, and you can observe the world's first large space-based telescope. The Hubble Space Telescope is a space satellite that orbits the Earth once every 96 minutes, and it's expected to be visible at night during the remaining following times this week. So you're lucky if you're spotted Friday, July 14th at 7:41 p.m., Saturday, July 15th at 7:31 p.m., Sunday, July 16th at 7:21 p.m. Now, are you fascinated with space? Well, right here, UVI Physics is again hosting an international astrophysics conference this week, this time focused on active galactic nuclei. which are galaxies that power extremely bright light sources at their cores through the interaction of supermassive black holes with nearby material that is fallen into them. To close out this week's conference, they will be hosting a public talk by two of the conference attendees, Dr. Stephanie Lamassa from Space Telescope Science Institute and Dr. Bruce Alastair from the University of Edinburgh. These great scientists and science communicators will be discussing the upcoming solar eclipse, August 21st this year. That's when that's happening, and science in Hollywood movies. The public talk will be at UVI's ACC building starting at 7 p.m. this Friday night, July 14th. Well, this is very interesting. A massive iceberg the size of Delaware has broken free from Antarctica and is floating in the sea. Now, images from the NASA satellites show the iceberg's gradual separation from the ice shelf. Earlier Wednesday, scientists announced that the 6,000 square kilometer, about 2,300 square miles iceberg had come loose after satellites detected it calved off the Larsen sea ice shelf on the Antarctica Peninsula. Scientists had anticipated the breakup since a massive crack first opened up in the Larsen sea ice shelf back in 2014. The crack grew rapidly, and by the end of last week, a roughly 3-mile sliver of ice was all that connected the iceberg to the shelf. But the consequences could be significant. The larger Larsen sea ice shelf is itself holding back a large volume of grounded ice. If the entire ice shelf breaks apart, that grounded ice could flow into the ocean, changing sea levels. Scientists say there's no need for panic. The breakup of the ice shelf, if it happens at all, will take years or even decades. Even then, it's unclear how much ice would flow into the sea. Researchers will have to continue their studies to find out whether Larsen Sea is being affected by climate change. Well, the St. John Festival VI lottery ticket was drawn earlier today. The images brings back memories of the celebration that just ended on July 4th. And speaking of celebration, this may be your lucky night. Here are the winning numbers.
The VI Lottery presents draw results of today's drawing on NEWS2. Here are the top prizes. Fifth prize for $20,000, 32754. 32754. Fourth prize for $30,000, 26519. 26519. Third prize for $40,000, 19684. 19684. Second prize for $65,000, 2425. 2425. And the winning ticket number, the grand prize for $175,000 is 29983. 29983. If your ticket number wasn't called, keep trying. One of these days, your number could win. The next drawing is July 27th. Play the VI Lottery and imagine the possibilities.
Good luck as you check those tickets. Be sure to stick around. Your news to accurate the forecast is coming up next.
It has been a wet 24 hours, more than 2 inches in St. Thomas because of a tropical wave that passed through. Well, we're still seeing some wet weather from that. Taking a look at our radar and satellite, we can see spotty activity across the islands here, damaging winds in places as well, and even some isolated flooding. So that's going to continue with our showers here tonight, and then tomorrow during the day it's going to be a little bit better. So for tonight, 80 degrees, that's our low temperature, partly cloudy. Now tomorrow in St. John, the high is 90 degrees with a shower or two. It's really going to pick up in the afternoon. That's when a second tropical wave is going to move through, really for any of our islands here. St. Thomas, 90 degrees with a shower or two, and then in St. Croix, 90 degrees also with a shower or two. Those evening hours, we're going to see more downpours in places, so certainly be prepared for that wet weather. The Atlantic, for tonight, they do want you to exercise caution here on the ocean. condition. It should improve tomorrow during the day, and then in the evening hours, it's going to go downhill from there. So the waves 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots for tomorrow. Same story here for the Caribbean. Exact same setup here, 3 to 5 feet, and then winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. If you are boating, just make sure you're being careful out there because it is going to be a bit choppy. Taking a look over the next couple of days, Saturday, we're still going to see a couple showers passing through, 89 degrees. Sunday, that's when it's going to start drying out a bit. We're going to see more sunshine, less showers, 89 degrees. And on Monday, same story, a few showers, but we're going to have lots of sunshine there. And then Tuesday, a couple more showers are going to move into the region as another tropical wave moves back in. High temperatures there, 90 degrees. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. So we will still keep that umbrella handy, but we do enjoy those showers. Jamal Richards shares this weather picture there with some sunshine, smooth sailing of Great Minds Summer Learning Academy. Thank you guys for your pictures, and be sure to send in your News 2 weather pictures to the address right there on the screen, and then tune in to see it right here on News 2. Stick around. News 2 Sports comes your way next.
And this is News 2 Sports. The Virgin Islands national team took to the court last night. Their first game in the FIBA Central Basket Senior Women's Championship was against Guatemala. In the first half, the Guatemalan team played well, taking advantage of the VI's missed opportunities, and only trailed the VI by 8, 31-39 going into the half. The host team blew the game open in the fourth quarter, thanks to Taylor Jones, who scored 14 of her 18 points in the final quarter. A great way to celebrate her 20th birthday. Natalie Day logged a double-double with 21 points and 11 rebounds, and Lenice Bowe, playing in her 8th FIBA tournament, dished out 11 assists as the VI won going away 82-58. As a team, the VI shot 43% from the field, but what's really amazing is they went to the free throw line 43 times, making 30, a 70% clip. Next up is Mexico, tonight at 7:30. In a game played earlier, Puerto Rico demolished Jamaica 90-44. Puerto Rico, ranked 20th in the FIBA World Standings, were led by Pamela Rosado, who finished with a game-high 18 points. Puerto Rico, leading 47-27 at the half, really put the clamps on in the second half, outscoring Jamaica 43-17. The game's telltale stat, Jamaica committed 28 turnovers, which Puerto Rico turned into 28 points. Jamaica was led by Yannick Gordon, who finished with 14 points. Across the pond, we go to England. For the women's semifinals, Venus Williams faces Johanna Konta. The winner goes on to the finals. First set, Venus with the forehand winner. Konta hits long. Venus wins the set. Second set, Venus with the big serve. Match point, and Venus with the forehand winner down the line. She wins 6-4, 6-2, and will face Venezuela's Garbine Mugraza in the women's final. That's it for sports. Go VI Go. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that, Gary. That is all for now. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.